Welcome to AP Language and Composition. This is Advanced Placement English 11. I'm Miss Harbison, and I just wanted to take a second and introduce you guys to your course for the week. I'm really glad that you're here, and I'm super excited about this course for the semester. Um, so what I want to do is kind of just talk to you about a few ins and outs, and give you some things to do for this week. The reason that I'm doing this is that um, I am off actually right now for maternity leave. My husband and I have adopted a precious little baby boy, and you can see him there. His name is Micah. So I'm still taking some time hanging out with him. I will be back in the full swing of things, more or less, the second week of school. So you've got to fly solo on this first week. So I want to make sure that you get everything set up in your course to be able to do so. All right, so first let's talk about your expectations. These are the school-wide AP expectations. So we're expecting you to take the exam. We're expecting you to stay within 2 weeks of course pacing. We're expecting you to attend live lessons. If you have some individual issues, then we can talk about those. And then there's a form that we're wanting you to go and sign. This is the same form you've done for all APs. So if you've already done it, you don't need to do it again. Awesome. Okay, so specifically for English class, we've got some other kind of guidelines and expectations. So for AP English, I'm expecting that you guys are able to follow lesson modifications in all the instructions, so that's going to be important. The next thing has to do with plagiarism. It's very important that you turn in your own original work. So if something is submitted plagiarized, you'll receive no credit for that. I will allow you to redo the assignment, but if you are in that situation, the highest grade you can get is a 70% at that point. Okay. We will also be using Turnitin.com for our major writing assignments, and the instructions are in our lesson mods, and I've got links and stuff explaining all of that and how to do it for you. The other thing is that I'm expecting you to maintain communication with me. That means that you are responding to and initiating contact. So whenever I reach out to you, you respond. And then if you need help, instead of just struggling and not getting anything done, I want you to be quick to contact me, sign up for tutorials, ask me questions, those kinds of things. Okay, so we're going to go through 6 steps that I want you to accomplish this week in addition to what's on your planner for Connexus. So I'm going to kind of give you an overview of what Connexus looks like for this AP course. It's very different than it has been if you were with us last semester or last year. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at lesson modifications. We're going to look at our class Google website. I'm going to have you guys shoot me a text so I can get your contacts all added. And I'm going to talk to you about tutorial sign up and our YouTube playlist. So that's our checklist of to-dos today. Okay, so first let's take a second and look at Connexus. Whenever you pull up your Connexus course, like I said, it looks a lot different than it did if you were with us last semester. This AP language course, it has fewer pages per lesson, and there's a lot of text actually in the lesson that you have to read through. So these first couple of ones aren't, super difficult. Let's go down to one that has a portfolio assignment. So for example, lesson 4. You'll see that, and it just has a lot of text on it. All of this is important. It's giving you instructions. Okay. At this point, it tells you to set up a journal, which, by the way, you're going to be doing on your Google site, and that's explained in lesson mods, which we'll get to. So you're going to go through all of that, reading the information. Okay. These boxes oftentimes contain what you're going to have to do for a grade. Okay. So be aware of boxes. At the end of the page, you're going to have this assessment box, okay? And it's going to tell you what you're actually doing for the grade. In this case, it's investigating the AP exam. And so you'll see that's what this whole thing is called. A lot of times the little boxes will be called that. In this case, this set of questions is what you're turning in for your assignment. So then you'll go to the next page and it's a Dropbox, okay? And that's how these lessons work. So for example, look at 10. Lesson 10 has 3 portfolio assignments. Only one page has the lesson. Pages 2, 3, and 4 are for submitting the assignments. Okay, so it can be kind of confusing. If you need help, let me know. In this case, you'll see you have 3 boxes. Meet your scoring rubric is box 1, AP Language Prompt Part 1 is box 2, and Historical Perspective and Writing is box 3. And so each box essentially is a separate assignment that you would turn in. So on the first drop box, you turn in box 1. In the second drop box, you'll turn in box 2. And in the final drop box, you'll turn in box 3. Okay, I try to clarify exactly what you're turning in your lesson modifications to because it can be kind of overwhelming. So that's the basis here. It does look different. It's very text heavy, okay, and it's all dense. It's all on one page for the most part. On occasion, it's on 2 pages, but almost always it's 1 page. All right, so you just know that you just have to read through it to get your full instructions. Otherwise, you'll get lost. If you get stuck, reread, ask me questions, and you should be good to go. Okay. The other thing I want you to kind of have in your mind is accessing your gradebook. It's a cute little A+ icon this year in Connexus. Should be a little easier. Note that I give feedback to everything I have to grade. Okay, so you need to be aware of what your grade looks like, and you need to make sure that you're looking at the feedback that I give you, okay? So a couple of ways to do this. I'm very quick about getting your grades back to you, okay? If it's a weekend, then I might not get it until the next school day, but generally I grade every day, okay? So I try to keep up to date on those. You can look in your gradebook and see if something has been graded. If it says 0, so this would be the unit, the lesson, and then it would say the name of the lesson, the type of assignment, and then it's got a grade, okay, and it's got a link to it. If it says a 0 with an asterisk, that means it hasn't been graded, okay? Or I put in a temporary 0 because it hasn't been submitted yet, all right? But if that's what you're seeing, it's not been graded. However, as is in the case in this bottom one, and of clay are we created, you see the 0 has an underline on it. There is no asterisk. That means that's been graded, and that assignment actually got a 0. So a 0 is what you earned, or this student earned. And that's a problem. Anytime you see that, you definitely need to click on the grade and look at the comments, because there's a reason for that 0. Especially if it's a portfolio assignment or a test, something went wrong. So it might be, hey, you turned in the wrong assignment, or hey, this was blank, or I don't think you quite got it, or maybe there was a plagiarism issue. But if you have a 0 without an asterisk, there is an issue. Click on the grade to pull up my comments. Now, it's good policy just to click on the grades. Like for example here, this person got a 25 out of 42 on a test, which isn't passing. There might be something in there that they can fix to bring that grade up to passing. So I'm going to leave you comments. So make sure you click on your grades and that will show you my comments. So this is what that looks like. Whoops. Once you click on the grade, your assignment will come up. All right, if it's multiple choice, I don't leave feedback on multiple choice. Scroll down to writing. Okay, so this was an essay assignment. This person just typed gibberish on the keyboard, and actually this was me, so I didn't actually leave this comment for anybody. I was being kind of silly. This is really bad. You have not answered the prompt. Insufficient response. So this is really bad. I would never tell you, but I would say you have not answered the prompt. This is an insufficient response. You haven't followed lesson modifications. Please resubmit via webmail for credit. So those are the kinds of things that I'm going to give you in feedback so that you can come back and get your grade better if that's, your goal. All right, so very, very important. Always look for feedback. Always look for my comments, and make sure you're staying on top of your grades. Okay, so let's talk about lesson modifications. These look a little different maybe than some of your other classes do them. I'm going to use this slide for some other classes. So you're going to want to go to the AP English 11 link, okay, which is kind of in the middle here, and click on that. that's going to pop up. And these are your AP English 11 modifications. Now, this is where your modifications will be for every unit. So you always just go to this document. It's going to be a good idea to go ahead and bookmark this. All right, so whatever browser you're using, in my Windows, Chrome here, I'm just going to hit this little star and bookmark it. But this takes you through based on Connexus and shows you, whoops, shows you what you want to look at for your class. All right, so let's scroll up. So here we go. Semester A, lesson modifications. So in lesson 1, and this actually needs to be deleted. I don't think about it. Okay. It says as is. No lesson mods in lesson 1. Lesson 2, as is. No lesson mods. Lesson 3, as is. But I have given you a little bit of help because what it wants you to do in that lesson is a little hard to find. It's not very clear, so I've explained. Anytime you see anything in red, that means I've changed something or added something. So this is as is lesson 4 with the following changes. And this is what I was talking about. If it's having you do a test prep journal, I'm having you do that same thing. I just want you to do it on your Google site. And so that explains it all here. If anything is green, so if you look at the second block that has a page 2, green means graded. Okay, green, graded. Red is like high alert, something's changed. So what you would see here is that you're going to submit your answer like it tells you to do, but you're also going to put it on your Google site, and then the instructions are there. Okay. Lesson 5, you see that this is graded. And I've added an assignment here. This is an additional assignment, so you want to make sure that you look at that. Anything that's blue and underlined is a hyperlink. It's an active link, so you can click on that, and it's going to bring up your assignment. So things here like the Me and 10 assignment, I've added that. That's there. The C Notes template, added. It's there. So on and so forth. So lots of mods here, and what a lot of this is I'm telling you, put it on your Google site in addition to turning it into the Dropbox. And then sometimes, for example, under lesson 10, remember in our expectations, I told you that we were going to have to do turnitin.com, check my work link. So this explains how to do that. And then there's a tutorial linked here for you to telling you how to do that. So that assignment would have to be submitted to turnitin.com, which we talked about earlier. So anyway, that's the kind of general thing here. Any discussion board posts are never done in Connexus. They're always done on our Google site. So those are always going to be linked and modified in lesson mods. Okay, as we add on lesson or unit 2, etc., this will all be populated, so it will all be in this one document for you to find. If you have questions with this, let me know. It is a living document, so if something's unclear and I can fix it, if you have a problem with it, let me know. I can fix it. That way other people don't have the same trouble with it. Okay.